to my channel and part 2 of the Jolie Beauty brush review set thing. So this is the video where I am just going to focus purely on my base makeup. There's not going to be any eyes or lashes, it's just going to be focusing on these brushes and what they can do on the base makeup. So I've got an idea of how, what brushes I want to use particularly. Some of them I don't think I'm going to be using all of them. Like, take this brush for example. This is a very unique brush. I know Jolie said in her video that you can use this, to contour under here, or, put powder under here, or you can use it, under the eyes for concealer. But I'm not actually going to be focusing on this brush today. I might use this brush to apply primer, to be honest, but all of the other brushes I am going to try and use as many as possible. So I know this isn't, you can basically use brushes however you want really, but yeah, I'm not really sure what I'd personally use this one for. So I'm just going to be using this, maybe apply primer. Let's do that. So yeah, if you've seen my previous video, you've already seen these absolute beauties, and I just used the eyes set. So again, these are inspired by crystals, and I believe these ones are $39.99, I believe. Again, you can use my discount code to save some money. If you have seen that video, I'm sorry to repeat myself, but if you haven't, I do have a discount code. It's called Ashman at checkout, and you can save some money on these bad boys. So these are actually going in my personal kit. So my personal makeup bag that I use day to day. They're not going to be going in my other kit, just because I really wanted to get some brushes to use myself. So without further ado, let's get into using them. So I'm just going to quickly go in with some Carly Skin Moisturiser, and I'm just going to apply this with my hands just because it is really thick. So I'm just quickly going to get my hair out of the way. I know this looks really dirty. I really need to put it in the wash, so sorry. So for primer, I'm just going to go in with this by Laura Mercier. It's just a pure canvas primer. It's just hydrating, nothing special. And I'm going to be using this brush just to apply it to the face. And this is the numbers are really hard to see. Has this got a number? Yeah. This is the number 3 brush. So just taking that on the brush and just start applying that to the face. So these brushes, guys, are all synthetic, vegan, cruelty-free. As you know, Jolie Beauty is a cruelty-free brand, which is amazing. And a lot of the stuff that they bring out is vegan, which, we love a conscious brand. So the reason why this brush is really nice is because it can really, get in the crevices, like your nose, right under the eye, so it'd be amazing, for concealer. And look at the glow that it just gives. It's really beautiful. Nice primer, just really hydrating. Okay, next up, foundation, and I am super excited to be using this. Now this is a beautiful kabuki brush. It's not really stiff, but it's not loose either. I don't like the brushes that are really, loose, but I don't like them too dense either. This is a nice medium in between. So this is my Fenty Beauty brush. This is one of the best brushes I've ever used for foundation. It is very dense, and I need to get it clean, to be honest. But you can see the difference. This one is practically the same, it's just a little bit less dense, because this one is very dense. But you can kind of compare it to that. But yeah, I'm super excited to try this one, because this one is very expensive. It's about £30, £28. So for the price you're paying for one brush, which yeah, £28, £30 I think this is, you're getting 10 brushes for the same price. So for foundation today, I'm just going to go in with my Huda Beauty. I love this foundation because it's full coverage, and you only need 1 to 2 pumps. Okay, so I've just got the pumps on the back of my hand, and I'm just literally just going to dab it in, and here we go. See what it's like. Jolie Beauty do have a face blender as well, a beauty blender. I did have 2 of them, but I've kind of lost them. So what I normally do is I do usually use a brush and then, you know, I would go in with a blender on top. But I can't actually find the Jolie Beauty blender, so I will be using a different blender. But we'll just see how this blends out and if we need to use a blender. But so far it's getting the coverage on. It seems to be blending. There's not really any, you know, brush marks. So far so good. I like that it's a big brush as well, so that it, like, you know, covers a big area of the face. So I'm just going to take a little bit more just for my neck, just because I have applied fake tan, but for some reason it's going patchy from when I like shave, so I just kind of need to cover that. Alright guys, so just looking at my face, it's done a really beautiful job, and that's what the brush looks like. It's not, I don't like it when you get a brush and when you use foundation all clumps together, so it hasn't actually done that. So far, you know, it looks beautiful. I don't really need to go in with a beauty blender. You know, there's no brush marks. I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but yeah, there's no brush marks or bristle marks, whatever you want to call them. Everything looks really beautiful. I've got cat hairs floating around somewhere, but yeah, so far I'm very impressed. I feel like a foundation brush is really key. I feel like if you get a brush set and the foundation brush doesn't work properly, then you know it's going to be shit. But this, I feel like I've chose a good one, so I'm excited to have this in my kit. It took less time than using a blender, and it's applied the foundation really beautifully. I am quickly going to go in with a blender just to take up any excess foundation that I don't need. I don't feel like I need to do this because the brush has done an amazing job, but just to give myself a little bit more of a natural look, I'm just going to do this. This is a good tip as well. If you find your skin a little bit dry, just spray your face with a bit of setting spray and go in with your blender on top, and it'll just make your skin come back to life. Alright guys, so onto concealer, and I'm going to be taking the Huda Beauty concealer in the shade, I think it's some coconut flakes or something like that. So we have a choice of 3 brushes, I'd say, and this one is really nice to, you know, blend everything out, so I might use that one. I will be using this one because this one looks very, very interesting. This looks like it's going to get right under there to blend it, so I'm going to be using mainly this one. You also have this brush, which is more of like a flat brush. This one would be good for like contouring. I don't usually contour, so I'm not going to be using that brush, but I think this brush. Okay, so taking some of that concealer. This is literally my favourite concealer ever. It's really creamy. It's got the coverage there. If you are on a bit of like the older side, it's amazing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly take this brush. It's the 09 brush. I'm just going to lightly dust it right under the eye and spread it out where I want it to go. Just so we're testing this brush really. So now what I'm going to do, just taking this brush, which I'm very intrigued about, I love the shape of that. This is the number 4 brush. I'm just going to start stippling the foundation in. I like to really get in there because I do have a little bit of darkness there, so I like to brighten that up. I'm just using stippling motions because it sits in the skin better. Alright guys, so that is what we are looking like so far. Love this brush for stippling in the concealer. Yeah, really nice. I like that you can use that for contouring as well. I'd probably use that for contouring, to be honest. So yeah, you can use them for whatever you want, but I really like that. Okay, so powder. We have 3 different brushes that we can use. So we've got these 3 brushes here. I love to use a brush like this for the under eyes and to get right in my nose. And then even like these really, you can use this brush for the same if you want like to cover a bigger surface. And then this one would be really good, you know, to set the whole entire face really quickly. So let's just use whatever we want really. And I'm gonna take this one just because it's a little bit more tapered and it's like kind of like the one that I like to use. So just picking up the powder and setting the really fluffy these brushes. See how that just gets like a really big surface. And then obviously you can use this brush, you know, to sweep away, but just so we're using this brush, I'm just gonna quickly use this brush just to dust everywhere. Because let's just say we haven't got time, the kids are yelling at us to go to school, and we haven't got time, so we've got to get it on, you know, get it on. I feel like this big brush would be really good for like body contour and body foundation. Oops. I feel like this is what this would be really good for, applying like creams all over the body, so I might use it for that, to be honest. Okay, so we are powdered for the gods. Face is looking snatched. So the brush that I've just powdered with, this would be really beautiful to put bronzer on with. I'd actually use that for bronzing. That'd be a really nice brush because it's like quite tapered. It'd get really nice in there. And then we have this brush that you can bronze with as well because it is like an angled brush, so it really gets in there. The bronzer that I'm going to be using is the Jolie Beauty bronzer in the shade Latte. So just picking up the angled brush and just going in. If you haven't tried these bronzers yet, guys, they are so beautiful. As you're going to see anyway, but they are beautiful bronzers. Just literally look like skin. So because this brush is angled, you can really like chisel your cheeks out, and it's literally blending in so beautifully. It just looks like skin and it feels so soft against my skin as well. It's not disturbing the makeup. It's a really nice brush. Okay, so taking the brush that I powdered with, and let's just see what this looks like as a bronzing brush, shall we? Okay, this is nice to bronze with, but I actually prefer this one to bronze with, just because I feel like it gives me a little bit more control. Yeah, I prefer this one. Again, this brush, because it is angled, we're really good for contouring your chin. So I've used this brush for concealer, but what I should have done is I could have used this to contour my nose, so I'm a little bit annoyed that I've done that. So what I'll do is just take in this brush and I'm just going to contour my nose with that. Just a light dusting. Okay guys, so this brush set doesn't actually have an eyebrow brush. I don't usually use a brush to do my eyebrows anyway, but what you could do is, if you do purchase the Jolie Beauty eye brush set, there is an angled brush in that where you can, you know, dip your pomade in and do it like that. But like I said, I don't do my brows like that, so I'm just going to quickly do my brows off camera and I will be right back to do highlighter and give my final thoughts. Alright guys, so I've just gone a little bit crazy, and I said I wasn't going to do an eye look or a makeup look, but I thought let's just do it. So I've just put on a lip. This is the P. Louise lip base in Bad Intentions. Kind of cute. And I've just done a little bit of a soft glam because, you know, why not? So now let's get in to highlight. So for highlighter, we have this bad boy right here. This looks very interesting. I've used fan brushes before, but not in a long time. For highlighter, usually I'll just use something like this, but I feel like this is going to give a more diffused look. So let's go in, shall we? So for highlighter, I'm not sure which shade I want to take, but we've either got Saintly, so these are both by Jolie Beauty. We've got Saintly, which is the lightest shade, and then we have Dreaming. I'm thinking Saintly because it's brighter, and I am going to be topping it with a little bit of Diamond Bomb anyway. So yeah, so just taking the brush and just dipping it in once or twice. Don't want too much, well, I do, but you know. And then here we go. So just kind of like circular motions. Hope you can see that. These highlighters are meant to be like a second skin finish. So, you know, the less you put on, the more natural it's gonna look. And then obviously the more you put on, the more intense it's gonna go. And I like that this is kind of tapered because you can kind of use that to focus it on specific areas. But I am loving this brush. I like how this brush really covers the area and just gives you such a stunning glow. I love this so far. And then on the nose, so I don't usually do the bridge just because when I'm taking pictures, the light captures it here. So I'm actually gonna put a little bit here and then a little bit on the tip here. And this brush is perfect for this because of the taper. If you are someone that does like it on your nose, using the brush straight down is going to give you the best glow. Or just like, you know, like that. That's going to give you a really subtle, beautiful glow as well. Alright guys, so that is the highlighting brush. Really, really like it for highlighting. I found it better than using the brushes that I've previously used because it just looks beautiful and it's easy to use. So love that. I am actually going to take a little bit of this though. This is Coconut Candy by Fenty and this is best applied with your finger. And I'm just going to literally put that right on top, just so it ties in with the eye. So I know a lot of people were scared when this first came out, but if you fake tan, or obviously if you've got deep skin tone, this is going to look amazing on you. But if you fake tan, it just looks stunning on the skin. It doesn't look too orange. It just looks beautiful. And I'm just gonna spritz my face with the Jolie Beauty Uni-Glow. This is a really beautiful mist to give your skin a gorgeous glow. You can use this before makeup, after makeup, during, anything. It's a really nice spritzer. So I'm just gonna use this just to melt all the powders into my skin. And again, the discount code works also on skincare, so happy shopping. Alright guys, what do we think? Do you think the brushes did a good job or what? Let me know in the comments down below. So I pretty much use every single brush. Like I said, I will be picking some brushes out and putting them in my personal kit. The foundation brush, absolutely loved. It gives such a gorgeous, beautiful finish. Didn't need to go in with a blender at all. It just blended like a dream, gave me the coverage. The concealer brush I really liked because it blended it in. Powder brushes, beautiful. I really loved the highlighting brush. The highlighting brush it's probably my favourite. I hope that she does these foundation brushes separately because I feel like that would be kind of iconic. Because I'd definitely like to get a couple more of those. But yeah, let me know what you think. So guys, that brings us to the end of the review of the Jolie Beauty brushes. This is the final video. So if you haven't already seen my eye brush video, go check that out because that's part 1 and this one is part 2. But I hope you've enjoyed seeing what the brushes can do. I absolutely love them. They are so affordable. You're getting a lot of brushes. So say like if you wanted to buy both of them, you're pretty much getting double. You're getting 23 pieces and other brush sets, they're like £70 and you don't really get that much, you get about 12. So you really are getting quality, quantity for your money, and I'm obsessed. So yeah guys, as always, make sure you subscribe to my channel if you want to, and I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Thank you for watching, love you lots and tots. See you later.